Hello, everybody. Welcome to our show. Welcome to WWE This Week. Um, we have a great topic. We have only one topic today. I was actually struggling a little bit, thinking about what could I talk about this week about wrestling. Uh, it's happening stuff. But I always have to find a pitch to talk about, and I could not really find something until until something really happened and political happened. Actually, happened actually in the first place had nothing to do with GTS of with what we're going to talk about, and that is Crown Jewel, Saudi Arabia. Now, you may be aware that GJ Sports Studio has um, also as taken the stand as the greatest Royal Rumble. We're doing coverage of the pay-per-view on the protest. We protest against the government of Saudi Arabia due to the fact of the country is guilty of practicing Sharia law. Um, um, uh, women under pressing, people who have an alternative sex life or sexual orientation, why I say correctly, sentenced to the death penalty. I can I can go on like this, but that is actually what we're protesting is about, and it has nothing to do that we're shouting out that event should be cancelled. But um, yeah, there's something now in other situation. I'm trying to find a name because I'm always so terrible at names. I read somewhere down and I had to go pee, and somebody took my notes. I don't know why, or it's a joke, but no, it's probably not a joke. But we're so busy at this moment with what's all going on. Um, let's see. Yeah, due to the murdering of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Um, there's been a lot on social media from people with influence yelling out that Crown Jewel should be cancelled. And normally, I always say, don't mix your politics with sports. I think those two should never be combined, um, seen separate on a competitive way. Find it out. Normally, I say that is wrong, um, but the thing is, what we have to keep reminding is, as WWE is keeping a close eye on the torch, and we should not forget about Linda McMahon. And why do I bring her up? Because she's not been active in WWE, and that is true. I am aware of that. But she is still married to Vince McMahon, and I'm not going to say Vince McMahon. I'll get a divorce just um, to get the event going. I mean, we're talking about $450 million that I'm aware of. We're talking about. We're not talking about petty cash here, okay? And that is also a problem here. I'll get that a little bit later too. Linda McMahon, as may some know, has a job at office in the government of the United States. And there gets a little bit the political thing involved. And that's why WWE today is so political correct already on his product. So if their product is so political correct and they can't even say black or on television because you're going already to the racial ground, or even being edgy. Well, they sometimes try to be, but it feels sometimes that they really have to keep it on cartoonish network level. Let's say it like that. You know what I mean? Um, that's why we have not seen the Attitude Era return while fans scream about, us scream about, because we're getting some good storylines then, but it's not been done. And that's why we also have a very boring product. Because if you're political correct, you actually, with a sport as pro wrestling, you really narrow the things down what you can do today. Um, and a lot of characters in WWE definitely. For example, if you would do a heel run with Dean Ambrose, for example, who's called the lunatic frenzy. I'm just giving an example. If you could go edgy and not political correction norms, I think you could create a very good character. But then again, yeah, Linda McMahon is political involved, um, and that's what is actually also, in my view, brings down the political aspect in WWE. Now, then we should go look now back at the space. If they are already so political involved with a job at office and um, yeah, should this event continue? Of course, let's be honest. The country is not. I would, if people would ask me, would you go there? I would say no. If I take, for example, the situation with my one of my best journalists we have on staff is Celaya Perone, who is actually doing covering football. I would say definitely to her, she's not going due to her sexual orientation. She's very open about it. She has a girlfriend. So, and we're all fine with that. She is fine with it. She's open about it. She doesn't care. She even says so on social media. But the thing is, yeah, then in her situation, she can get a lot of problems in the country due to the views. A, she is a woman. B, she has an alternative sexual orientation. So you can understand that the country would not definitely, accept that. So if we would actually go there live, well, we don't, in the stadium, we would have a lot of issues. And so that's one of the reasons why we're standing up also against this, protesting against the government. Now we have to take a look due to the situation. A lot of people have also noticed, they ask, yeah, but what has this to do with Saudi Arabia? Because it happened in Turkey. Now, we're going to get a little complicated. I will quickly explain what it has to do with Saudi Arabia. It happened on the consulate of Saudi Arabia in Turkey. I am aware of it happened in Turkey, but due to it happened on a consulate, it means it's on ground of Saudi Arabia. It's the same if you commit a crime on a consulate or embassy from the United States, then you commit a crime, even though it's not in the United States, but you commit a crime on home turf of the United States. You will be placed in front of a judge of um, of the United States. So therefore, is it a crime solved in Saudi Arabia that you have to admit? Now, the thing is, we are all for freedom of speech. I think it's very important that we are able to say what we want, to express ourselves. And of course, in a way, you have to understand that you don't insult everybody. It's a very hard topic, but sometimes you have to bring up topics that's a little bit controversial. Also, this topic, what we're talking about now, because it's on the edge. Yeah, is it discrimination or not? Well, as we look at it, it's not, because due to a crime has been committed in this matter. So in that way, you can't say, yeah, it's discrimination. No, it's not. Um, Now the question is, should Crown Jewel be cancelled? I say no. You have to understand. I understand where a lot of people come from due to the political involvement of WWE and everything, but it's a sport, people. It's, well, in this case, entertainment. And even though the government is not particularly holding up human rights, because that is the whole issue where we have an issue with human rights law, um, freedom of speech, also on repressing of women, especially towards the female side um, of that matter. But it's still an event, and I am aware WWE is going there for one reason only, and that is for money. They have a 10-year deal apparently signed for $450 million. A lot of money. I can understand that too. If somebody paid me to do the news once per week somewhere, I would say, well, where do we sign? But the thing is, um, a sporting event comes here. But there's another thing going around. A lot of superstars, if we notice, there are a lot of superstars in WWE itself is not speaking out about the matter. And some people feel, I'm not one of them, but it sounds like if so many are shutting up, is not willing to give any confirm, are they being told they're not allowed to talk about the situation? If you're going this far, then you say, well, then you're going on a whole different route. So in that way, I would say it should be cancelled. I mean, I think it's very important that also a pro wrestler, and it doesn't matter who it is, from Paige till Roman Reigns, from The Undertaker till to Bailey, all are allowed to make an opinion about it. And I think it's also fair that they share this opinion. I think it's that we know about where they're standing. And I can understand, well, we have to defend our product, and well, pro wrestling is already very tough not to cover on media wise. They're so closed off, you don't want to know. Well, definitely WWE it is. Um, so, on that note, if WWE is really starting to play these cards already, yeah, but then you better can cancel the event. And the thing is, I feel sorry for the women in WWE. They're not allowed to perform on a huge stage like this because it's a stadium. I think it's important also for having equal treatment that the women should perform. I'm not saying a whole 3, 4 matches, maybe one or two. And and the thing is, some people believe, especially from the yes, about how they dress. But people think about it. If you take on your clothes this morning, is somebody telling you what to wear? I'm not. Consider, I'm aware that Linda sometimes likes to say, well, this sounds nice, but still, you know, I wear what I want to wear. If I want to wear uh, a necklace with spikes on, I'll wear a necklace with spikes on. You will never see me do it, but that's another story. So, freedom of speech. And I think what is going on has a lot to do with freedom of speech. It's not about a murder suit, a murder case. It's not about um, political involvement. I think it's about freedom of speech. Who is denying what, and etc. for what around. And it seems to me that WWE will go to extreme heights for this kind of money. And we are aware that WWE is taking some hits on the talent on other grounds. So I'm not surprised if they should or do it or whatever. And I could be wrong on the matter. And if I'm wrong on the matter, WWE, please inform me, and I will make an official apology that I have no issue for it. But you have to understand it also a little bit from my side that it feels very closed off, and yeah, we are looking into it from where do we go from here? Should Crown Jewel be cancelled? Should it be moved to another country? I think the matter is that Saudi Arabia is, and I mean, if you look already at the controversial comments that have been made and the hype around, for example, of what been written, said by the mainstream media about being for the World Cup football in Qatar in 2022. What the WWE suspect from a country is even worse than Qatar, because Qatar is actually upholding more human rights. Well, I don't want to say that actually because a lot of people are who are building the stadiums are living on very disgusting circumstances, and even a lot of people died due to the building of these stadiums. But Saudi Arabia, but compared to Saudi Arabia, Qatar is a little bit more friendly to women. Uh, Not much, but it's getting more a Western country, and I applaud for that in a way. And I think that they want to also prove that with organizing the World Cup. But Saudi Arabia has not changed on the effect. Yes, on a few grounds they have. Women now are allowed to take their driver license if, and there comes an if with it, their husband or allows it. Yeah, but people, if you want to take a driver license tomorrow and you're on the legal age, you go to a driving school company, you go do it. I think that is the thing. You can say, yeah, but they're not allowed to do it. Yeah, if you're forgetting the if, that we're still forgetting. So it's not there, and maybe there has to catch up rule. No, they just have to change. Well, these are human rights, and this is going to be like that. If they, if Saudi Arabia would do that, that they, for example, would stand up and say, well, we're stopping with this underpressing of women. All citizens are equal to each other. I can understand that the government has to stand a little bit above due to laws has to be created, government rights, but have also a fair, for example, democracy. Maybe even the prince and the king should step down for that matter, have a democracy going full 100%. So people are allowed to vote for who and what, respect women, let them choose what they want to wear. If they want to go with those, you know, hat things, then they should be allowed to, but not force them what to wear or not to wear. Um, all stop with the nonsense with Sharia law. That has to stop. That is far from disgusting. I don't want to even go there because that is just committing crimes by the giving the power, the government of a country who practice Sharia law to commit crimes. Uh, um, that should stop. Sign an agreement that you will keep to human rights law, now all these things, and that we have to get in, that we have to accept it. If Saudi Arabia would do that tomorrow, I think all this controversial would stop. It would go away. A lot of people would not have issues with these shows. Um, I think because if you now go on social media, there's a lot of hashtags going on. Cancel Crown Jewel, and yeah, I don't know where I have it. I think it still should say, well, it's a sport or entertainment, has nothing to do with political ground. The fact is that, yeah, as I said before, that Linda McMahon is involved in a job at the office on political ground. Then I can understand that it should be hold a counter that maybe is not such a good point at this moment. And have the show move to another country, move to Qatar, for example, if they want to stay in the Middle East. And I think if they would do that, they would also help the FIFA live. And if they show that everything goes well and that, for example, let women wrestle, that also there should not be such a hard shape on the World Cup. It's just maybe an idea. Or move the show to Europe, for crying out loud. That will maybe also be a good idea. I think Europe is slowly also getting ready for a pay-per-view. Why we're not having one? And I'm still spoken out about that it should happen anytime soon now. After Australia had one, Saudi Arabia had now two, of one at least, and one probably coming up. We don't know still what WWE is actually doing about the matter. So Europe, I think, definitely should have also pay-per-view. Um, that's my opinion, but that's for another video and that's for another topic on other time. I think I'll let it be for here today. I know it's becoming a little bit very heavy political video. I am aware of that, but I think it's also we have to look at what is going on and what for action should be taken. And keep this in mind. We at GTA Sports Studio, we're protesting against the government, but it's nothing we have personally against the event itself. It's just about the government. We're just using the event to get attention for the problems that are occurring in this country. And I hope we get a lot of respect for this, and I hope you keep on supporting us for that. Let us know what you think about this subject. Should Crown Jewel be cancelled? If you think it's cancelled, let us know why. If it's not, let us also know why. So just not say yes or no, also explain why, because I think it's your political correct right to speak out why it should be cancelled or not be cancelled. And that's fair. That is your opinion. And it's not because then, right, yeah, because Roman Reigns has to fight. No, it's just on the ground on what's happening with the journalists and Human Rights Act that's been broken. On those grounds, I want you to make a judgment. Should on those grounds this event continue or not? Anyway, thank you for tuning in. I hope you still keep following us, and I'll make sure next time it's a little bit more to the sports side. But sometimes I'm aware, due to how WWE is playing the thing and how political they are involved, and political correctness is on the agenda. Yeah, we have to also slice that cake sometimes, and I'm aware of that. For questions, you're always welcome to contact us. Do that over, for example, Facebook chat over on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GTA Sports Studio, or you can always contact on our contact form. We're willing always to answer you that. those questions and go a little bit deeper in from how what. Um, anyway, I hope you respect our opinion, and I hope no very harsh backlash, because we're not out on that. We're simply here for to look what's best and for best in situation, and we're giving our opinion. But keep in mind, we're also human beings. We're trying to see best what is. Anyway, I hope you like this video. Please do like this video, share it. Don't forget to subscribe to this video, and take care. And I'll see you soon with a new video. And have a great day. See you then. Ciao.